The Boy and the Apple Tree. Once upon a time, in a peaceful village, there stood a large, magnificent apple tree. It was the tallest tree in the village, with wide branches that spread out like an umbrella, offering shade to anyone who passed by. The tree produced the juiciest apples in the village, and everyone admired its beauty and generosity. However, there was one person who loved the tree more than anyone else, a little boy named Ravi. Ravi was a curious, energetic boy who spent most of his free time playing under the apple tree. He loved to climb its branches, swing from its limbs, and rest in the cool shade on hot summer days. The tree loved Ravi just as much. Every day, when Ravi would visit, the tree would feel joy deep within its roots. Their bond grew stronger with each passing day. Whenever Ravi was sad or lonely, he would sit beneath the apple tree, and it would comfort him. The tree's branches would sway gently in the breeze, as if hugging him. The apples the tree produced were sweet, and Ravi loved to eat them. They became friends, spending long, happy hours together. However, as time passed, Ravi grew older. He stopped visiting the apple tree as often. The tree would wait patiently every day, hoping that Ravi would come back and play, but the boy had changed. He had other things on his mind. He no longer had the time to climb trees and play in the shade. One day, after a long time, Ravi returned to the tree. The tree, though older now, still recognized him and felt a surge of joy. Its branches swayed with excitement as it called out, "Come, Ravi. Come and play with me like you used to." But Ravi didn't climb the tree. He didn't swing from its branches or sit beneath its shade. Instead, he stood at a distance and looked up at the tree with tired eyes. The tree noticed this and asked, "What's wrong, my dear friend? Why won't you play with me anymore?" Ravi sighed and said, "I'm no longer a little boy who plays with trees. I've grown up, and now I have many responsibilities. I need money to buy things and live my life." The tree felt sad to hear this but wanted to help Ravi. It thought for a moment and said, "I don't have money, but you can take my apples and sell them in the market. You'll get money that way." Ravi's eyes brightened at the idea. Without hesitation, he climbed the tree and picked all the apples. He gathered them in a large basket and left without even saying thank you. The tree was sad to see Ravi go but happy that it had been able to help him. The apples were gone, and the branches were empty, but the tree felt fulfilled in giving something to the boy it loved. Years passed, and the tree waited patiently, hoping Ravi would return. Its branches were bare now, and no one came to play under its shade. But one day, Ravi came back. He was now a young man, strong and determined. The tree, though old and tired, still felt a surge of joy upon seeing him. "Come, Ravi," the tree called out. "Come and play with me. I've missed you." But Ravi shook his head. "I'm too busy to play," he said. "I need a house to live in. I'm starting a family, and I need a place where we can be safe and comfortable." The tree was silent for a moment, thinking of how it could help. Finally, it said, "I don't have a house to give you, but you can take my branches. Cut them down and build your house." Ravi didn't hesitate. He took an axe and cut off all the branches of the tree. He carried them away and built a house for his family. The tree stood there, now just a trunk, but it was happy that it could help Ravi once again. Though it no longer had branches to offer shade or apples to give, the tree felt fulfilled in its sacrifice. Years went by, and the tree stood alone, a mere shadow of what it once was. Its trunk was bare, and it had nothing left to offer. Yet, deep within its roots, the tree held on to the hope that Ravi would return. One day, after many years, Ravi returned. He was now middle-aged, with lines on his face and a look of exhaustion in his eyes. The tree, recognizing him immediately, tried to greet him with the same enthusiasm it always had. "Come, Ravi," it called out. "Come and play with me." But Ravi was too tired to play. He looked at the tree and said, "I'm too old to play now. I need a boat to sail far away. Life has become hard, and I need to get away to find some peace." The tree, though now just a stump, thought for a moment and then said, "I have nothing left to give you except my trunk. You can cut it down and use it to build your boat." Without any hesitation, Ravi took an axe and cut down the tree's trunk. He built a boat and sailed away, leaving the stump behind. The tree was happy once again, knowing that it had helped Ravi, even though it had now been reduced to almost nothing. Many years passed, and the village changed. New houses were built, and new people moved in. But the old apple tree, now just a stump, remained where it had always been, waiting. It had given everything it had to Ravi, and yet it still hoped for one last visit from him. One day, a very old man walked slowly into the village. His hair was grey, his steps were unsteady, and his face was wrinkled with age. It was Ravi. He had returned once more. The tree, now just a stump, recognized him immediately and called out in a soft voice, "Ravi, my dear friend, come and sit with me. I've missed you." Ravi, now too old to stand for long, looked at the stump and said, "I don't need anything now. I'm too old to play, too tired to work, and too weak to travel. All I need is a place to sit and rest." The tree, though it had nothing left to give, smiled and said, "Well, an old stump is perfect for sitting. Come, sit down and rest with me." Ravi sat down on the stump, and for the first time in many years, the tree felt truly happy. It had given everything it had to the boy it loved, and now, in its final moments, it could still offer comfort to him. The boy and the tree had shared a lifetime of memories. The tree had given everything it had to make Ravi's life better, and even in its final form, it found joy in being there for him. Ravi, now old and wise, realized how much the tree had sacrificed for him over the years. As they sat together in silence, Ravi thought back to his childhood when he used to play among the branches, eat the apples, and rest in the shade. He realized that the tree had always been there for him, giving him whatever he needed, without asking for anything in return. Tears filled his eyes as he said softly, "Thank you, my dear friend. You gave me everything, and I never gave you anything in return." The tree didn't respond, but if it could, it would have said that it never wanted anything in return. Its only wish was to see Ravi happy. That was enough. Moral: the story of the boy and the apple tree is a reminder of selfless love and sacrifice. Like the apple tree, there are people in our lives, often parents or caregivers, who give everything they have to make us happy. We must learn to appreciate them while they are still around, for their love is pure and unconditional.